yeah, it looks like, look at your sonar now, all the terrain is farther right.
I'm heading that way.
Oh, you are? Okay. Good. And let me know when you do turn. That was good to turn, but because I'm using it as a reference too. But that was
Will do.
That's a good call. Yeah. All right, so we're centered up on this stuff, and
you snap zoom on the spiny urchin. Localizers. Looks to be a different color than the others. I just want science to see it and reference it.
So we were just seeing the orange coral was Astanella, which is an isolate we've been seeing quite a lot.
I kind of overshot it a little bit.
This
I'm
is
just going to line you up with
sideroid, a type of
yes.
pencil urchin.
Full wide.
All right.
That looks good on my end.
Okay, I think we're ready for another move.
Yeah, this move should be finished.
You actually have some interference there.
I'm not
Wiggly fish.
I wonder what that is. Well, you can see the terrain is 25 away. I bet the hills, yeah, look at High Pack, it's starting to flatten out, so we could do
there's a little fish in mid-water, don't know what that is. It'd be interesting to see what it is.
More like 90 now, 090?
Yeah.
Should I go ahead and do that?
Yes, please, Nav.
Bridge nav. Yeah, we'd like to do another move, please. 30 meters, bearing 090
that's
degrees.
Good. That looks like another one of these
knots.
bristlemouths, the Cyclothone species, family Gonostomatidae. They have light organs along the lower part of the body and paired fins. So that's actually, I think it could be a different genus now that I get a better look at it.
Come on. Every time I get him, the little bit of tether pulls me down.
When we're done looking at the fish, could we zoom in on the rock for a minute?
Sure. Let's let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Which rock?
Thank you, Bridge.
Do you need me to reduce delta anymore, or is that we're about 9?
Good. Yeah.
Okay, and you're pretty far out there.
Yeah, you're coming towards me.
Yes.
Watch lead. Which rock are you interested in?
I just wanted to get a little bit more of a close-up, but we're moving, so that's okay. I'll just keep enjoying the view.
Do a quick zoom here.
With the big structure or the stuff down the hole?
No, I'd like us to try to focus on stuff that isn't quite as sedimented the next time we have a chance. But it's not a priority.
There's a nice ball rock down inside the crevice.
I saw that.
So really still a lot of rubble here. We've been seeing fractures pretty much most of this dive, I think. We're trying to stay, I believe, to sort of the center of the local high. So we're looking at things that have fallen off the top and rolled downhill.
Yeah, let's zoom on this bear face here.
So here that was another one of the Camacho crinoids from the family Trodometridae. Likely species Glyptometra lateralis. We can also see some dead coral nubbins. And that crinoid appeared to be on Pharea. And I think that larger coral just coming into view is an Antipotherian, which is a type of black coral, likely from the genus Trisopathes.
Okay, video. Let's go wide. Look at this boulder on Sirius.
This is pretty fantastic.
Wow.
Is Sirius one of the? It is one of the quad screens for live stream 2, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Sirius is the bottom left image.
Got it.
Top left is ROV HD2.
So for all you geologists out there, taking a look at the Sirius feed, where you can kind of get a wider angle view of what the geology looks like, is just a fantastic way to sort of visualize the seafloor.
Looks like some nice layers for our geologists to look at.
Talk about boulders.
Yeah, that's really big. Pilot, do you think we could collect this one?
I can try.
Just kidding.
So do you think the pitting underneath is like cast?
I would expect that it
Dissolution.
would be dissolution,
Yeah.
but I really don't know because I'm not terribly familiar with the history of this area. But that would be my first guess, is that it would be dissolution pits.
Go ahead, Bridge.
Just remember, if they collect that, you have to carry it into the lab.
And I will not help you.
Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bridge. I was having too many distractions in my ear. Yep.
So for those of you who would like to know more about some of the animals that we're seeing in this
Reduce the
area,
load on the bow thruster.
OER actually does have an animal guide that they've collated from the video and imagery collected from the last Hawaiian
okay,
expedition.
How far are you off the wind currently?
Yes, many of the animals, species may not be the same,
you're gonna bring
as
it
the
down
Hawaiian
to
Islands are
5 or
quite
10?
far away. But many of the genera and
Where's
the
this
higher up
from?
classifications
Above your lasers.
are probably
Go for it.
similar.
Oh, yeah.
So it is like a useful base to look at. So I think if you just Google
Okay, thank
Ocean
you.
Explorer, Animal Guide, it will likely come up. And it has beautiful imagery, of
Pilot,
course,
Bridge
because it's
just
made
informed
from
me that we're finished this move.
all of this incredible
He
imagery
also
we're looking at.
was concerned that we're
And
working
it's
with the
primarily
bow thruster
from
too hard.
off the
So
Hawaiian
we've got the head
Islands and the
a little bit
northwestern
to
Hawaiian
starboard
Islands.
to reduce the side loading from the wind. So we should keep an eye on the snap loading
One freeze for me.
and
He's all at a
let
different
them,
angle
you know,
now.
they can adjust.
A couple
as
shrimp
needed.
pair.
Okay. Well, according to HiPAC, this boulder probably marks the transition from the steep wall to the flatter ridge.
Excellent, thank
So I
you.
guess we'll see once we're over the top.
Yep, let's see if we end up on a flat.
Lots of these same Comanche crinoids living on the sponges, as well as one of the large Monita squat lobsters, orange, that we can just see as we're spinning around. And the pitting on the back side of this rock is just incredible. Not rock, ridge. No, it is a boulder, a huge boulder.
Snap on coral top of rock.
And the Sirius view, if you do have that
Before.
on shore, you can see the kind of scale of the
Copy.
geology which we're talking about
No,
here.
I said I'm coming up.
Oh,
So
well, I'm
rocks
going
that are
to
bigger than
adjust
the
with you.
vehicle.
Oh, sure. Maybe I can set down here if you want to get it framed with the black.
Want to show it to science. Just get the fish. They wanted that earlier.
Another one of those Okeanos fish, I think.
Okay, I'll go down to him.
And that looked like a chrysogorgid up at the top of that ridge there.
He's going to continue going, so you
Yeah.
want to lead him.
And I'm set down.
We can call in another move anytime.
Okay.
You able to get the fish or no?
No,
Okay.
he went down between the boulders.
Yep, there's a rock to your right.
Yep. See it in my cam. It's quite an interesting terrain here.
This is amazingly
Sirius is
broken
getting
up.
some really good pictures here.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And
Watch.
these blocks are huge.
Well, actually, do you want to sample this one? It's a little smaller than the last one.
We can just sling it to the back of, the whole ROV. Would be great.
Yeah, I'm just looking around these to get a general overview, then we'll move on.
Okay, great.
So which direction are we headed now to see which direction the bulk of these corals are on?
So one of the things I
on?
think it's
Generally
pretty easy to
headed
tell
east
is that
from now on.
these are probably
So the way
not
I'm
in place.
We're
So
facing
they
about
look like they've been
85,
broken
90
up, they've
degrees.
fallen down.
And pilot, let me know if you need any more slack.
There's a lot
Okay.
of fractures.
I don't want to
Good.
pull you.
So it looks like the bulk of these corals and other creatures are more on the western side of these north-south facing rocks.
Pretty cool. Let's see, I guess we should push on. Should we do maybe a 20-meter move? I see more boulders ahead. At least we'll get to them.
20 meters at 090.
Well, let's see, Sirius is 080. That might be,
And I'm facing basically directly the nearest terrain.
yeah.
So go 080. Bridge nav. Another move, please. 20
Very
meters,
large
bearing
looking coral down there. Do you have
080,
lasers on?
0.2
We do,
knots.
yeah.
Can we snap that? I don't know if we can go down in there. But
Good copy, thank you.
Can't. I can, give me a sec, video. I'll just sit down right here.
Got some more sediment cover. Got some particulate in the water.
This is just really stunning geology. It's just,
Thank you.
yeah, the scale of it is just crazy. Yeah, if we can just do a snap zoom quickly, but I think we need to keep moving for now,
Okay.
please.
I think we want to
You
try
have
to
some
get.
time to sit down if you need to at the moment.
I think we want to try to get to about the 400-meter contour
Okay, video.
to start looking for some of
Commercial
the more potentially
species.
commercial species.
Yeah.
We're going to make some money.
So that looks like a paragorgid of some kind.
You can get the lasers off, Copilot.
Probably the
Lasers
genus
off.
Paragorgia, which are the bubblegum corals and are usually sort of a light pink, but this one appears to be white, which is not unheard of.
You want me to take control of your camera?
Sure.
This move's about half done.
All right.
Okay, we're going to go for
Okay.
a full screen image of these guys.
Okay.
The bottom coral.
Beautiful pilots, thank you.
Actually, just keep that. We'll go for a 2-shot.
And behind the Paragorgia, it's likely a primnoid.
Now if we can tilt up so just so I can focus on the one in the far back section.
This one?
No, the one beyond that.
Up.
Just to help them identify it.
Oh, man.
It's max zoom. Don't think that's going to be close enough for them to get much.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, clear.
Sirius is here.
Giving you camera control again.
Let's go.
Something interestingly right, or light on that rock on the right.
We should be just finishing that move.
Great.
Do you want to dial in another one?
Let's see what's ahead. Just looks like a boulder field. Yeah. Let's do another 30.
Same bearing?
This is fantastic. I have to tell you, I didn't expect to run into a giant boulder field down
nav?
here.
Guys, I think that move was done. Could we do another, please? 30 meters, bearing 080. Affirmative, thank you.
Copilot, let's see if we can do something about this glare. See all around my camera?
Yes. What? Swing arms?
Yeah. The lower ones generally. I believe the upper ones. So you can use the mini Zeus to look up at the upper ones real quick to see that they're both pointed all the way. Yeah. So it's that upper left screen. You shouldn't be able to see any light.
I see. You want me to look up all the way?
Yep. Keep going all the way up and straight ahead.
I'm seeing. Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going up. Oh, it looks like one is actually. Oh yeah, see one's aimed back.
So what do you spin these up for the swing arms to?
Just somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
So enable it. So port controls port. So port upper up will do it.
I think that's your starboard
Upper.
one.
Up.
So you see it got rid of that.
Yes.
Now move the mini Zeus over and look at the other one. Yeah, that was totally backing us. That explains a lot.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
How far out? All the way out?
Oh wait.
You deployed it.
You deployed. You're supposed to go up. It's okay. We could deploy them too, but yeah. Here we go.
If you want to deploy them, let me know.
I don't know, video. What's your opinion on deploying the uppers?
Typically deployed will give me more distance further away from the left to right of the vehicle,
Yeah.
so.
But
I
it's
think
worse for the stuff just right in front.
Yeah, but we typically have more than enough in front of us.
Okay. So actually,
There's
you
a
can,
fish. Lower.
oh, yeah. Try again.
Deploy them?
So yeah, you can look at me on your screen and you deploy and then you go all the way down. So you'll see how it works.
I think you're almost tilted max down.
Huh.
Yeah, I am. It's kind of down there.
Looks like it might be.
Just keep going. It's just slow, I think.
Okay.
Hey, video, you can zoom.
There it goes. And you want to swing them down?
Yeah, then they rotate down. Yeah.
There you go.
So you go all the way down, and yeah, that looks like a good angle out. Not all the way deployed.
So this is another one of the deepwater cardinal fishes, Epigonus species. This one
Yeah,
doesn't have the white edging that I saw
You
on
do
the
the same
fins
for
of
the
the
other
other
side.
one, so it's probably a different species. These are likely planktivorous species, maybe feeding on some of that marine snow and other zooplankton drifting past in the water column. And I expect to see many more of these as we move into shallower water here on the dive.
Move on.
Yeah, just going under us.
Is that better?
Yeah, let's see. I'll turn. Yeah, those look pretty good. That helped a lot with the camera glare and all.
Okay, spooling down hydraulics.
Very good.
Nav,
So-
do you have a moment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you zoom out on the high pack
Please
so we can
zoom
see
on
where
that
that
rubbery
waypoint
stuff.
1, what we're trying to go
Sure.
to is?
Sure.
And pilot, it looks like the
Oh,
area
man.
may be coming 15 degrees
No, it's a ways yet.
starboard.
Okay.
No,
Thank you.
I can actually get it on the screen. I haven't zoomed
So let
out
me know
all
if
the
you want me to
time.
turn that way.
Slide sideways on you.
Might get a little confusing now because we don't have a clear uphill. If you look at high pack, it's fairly flattish.
There you go.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much.
So we might just head to
I'll
east.
just tell you what the distance is. 800 meters.
Okay. Excellent.
So-
Thanks
so
very
we've
much.
come 200 in the last, or
Okay.
150 in the last hour. Maybe?
Hour?
Set
Yeah.
up at due east now.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
do you know what I'm saying? If there's
Yes,
no,
I see.
because it's going like that, but we don't want to. I think it should be benign enough that we can just head that way, kind of follow it.
Whoa.
So you're phase due east.
Used
Yes.
Great. This is a perfect cruising configuration. And
Science,
not
do you
much
just-
ahead on sonars.
So-
So we can do like a 40-meter move east.
You want another
Start.
move 40?
Yeah, we've already stopped, right?
Right, 40
Yeah.
at 090.
Yeah. So watch lead, this is pilot.
Go ahead.
We've.
Bridge nav.
I'll wait for him to call.
Okay.
Stand by.
Another move, please. 40 meters, bearing 090, 0.2 knots. Good copy, thank you.
So watch lead, I was saying if we've come up over the steep part, I think, at least for now, this is what we'll be seeing, a gently rising, rubbly slope.
Okay.
So we can just
So-
keep moving across it, and let me know if you see anything.
We absolutely will.
So you want me to rotate them up? Like that? Okay. Let me talk to the pilot. Pilot, video's requesting I rotate the swing arm lights up. Are you okay with that? Can I go ahead and do that right now?
The uppers,
Yes.
I think they are all the way. You can try to go farther.
I might be able to go further down and then...
Or does he mean up?
Forward.
They are, I think they're all the way forward.
Okay, copy. Okay,
Yeah.
video swapping out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're all the way down.
They are.
Yeah.
They're all the way down, but I didn't know if we could make it any better by going out.
Oh, maybe.
We'll just leave it like that for now.
You're free if, you can look at my screen and make little adjustments and see. You're free to do that. but,
Okay.
just don't let it distract you too much.
Absolutely.
So what pace do we have to keep up, Nav, to reach the contour they'd like?
Oh, let's see. How long do we have?
Do you want to go?
4 hours plus.
Welcome, video.
Scrum pilot.
Would you,
Just getting adjusted here.
would you do a quick zoom in the center of my screen?
Sure.
Not quite sure what that is. Oh, nice.
I'm going to hold here.
What is it? Oh, it's a fish. You're not online. You're not.
He just asked me to leave him here.
Yeah, I think this
Tenth of a
might
knot.
be
Yeah,
an anglerfish relative called chownacks. They call them coffin fishes or
Is that
toad
what's
fishes.
causing it? I
But
was
this
trying.
is
I couldn't figure it
definitely
out.
different than the one that we
Good job,
have here in
Theo.
Hawaii, or the two that we have here in Hawaii.
Those feet.
So
It's like
don't
right
know
there,
what
you're saying?
species. I'll type in the name in a moment.
Come on.
So, Bruce, how is the Shaunas different from the Lophiidae? So the Slidenia.
Out there, all the way down.
Okay, they're related families, different families in the same order of anglerfish. The chownacks have a very small lure that's kind of on the tip of the snout. You can't really see that here.
Say I don't see it.
Slidenia and
Thanks.
Lophiidae have the lure at the end of a long stalk.
Right.
Yeah, this is definitely a chownack. It's got the gill openings on the anglerfishes are weird.
Okay.
They're behind the base of the pectoral
zoom out a
fin. You
bit?
can't,
Yeah,
you kind of barely see that in this. It swims along.
It's fairly
So
well
they're not in the
wide.
normal position at the back of the head. They're just placed posteriorly. And you can see the sort of hand-like pectoral fins bracing
Trying to get
itself,
that.
and then the smaller pelvic fins. The walking fish that was in the news recently, and it was featured in the Sherman's Lagoon cartoon recently, is in the same order as these. So,
Maybe
coffin
if you wanna
fish
zoom
or
on it, swimming away.
deepwater toadfish. Toadfish are another
something.
group of fish that are unrelated to shallow waters. But so I'll type the name in here in a moment. But that's a different species. The color pattern is different from anything I've seen before. The expert on these groups is Hans Ho
gone.
at a museum in Taiwan. So we
Hawaii
can send him the images
Okay.
and see what he thinks this
Second
is.
more and
Great, thank you, Bruce. We'd really appreciate that. And
Oh.
so, yes, people, you just heard
Hawaii.
it. That's probably a new species of Shaunax, which
I
is
didn't know you were finishing the shot.
it has
Alright.
modified pectoral fins that it can sit on, which is pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
It looked like it was walking around.
It looked like it was walking, exactly.
And we're still in
I
this.
want to be careful with that. I don't want to say that it's necessarily. I don't want to say it's necessarily a new species, as in one that hasn't been described. It's just one that I don't recognize that it's
Right.
from Hawaii. But
Okay.
need to have the
co-pilot.
expert look at it.
You with me?
Oh,
Just to follow up on that, I'm on the
Good.
World Registry of Marine
Yeah.
Species, and
Have
they've
you changed
got
the
something
heading?
like 20 some odd species of Chaunax.
Yes, they needed
So
to do that
we
earlier
just
for that.
we're just not
Okay.
familiar
For the bow
with
thruster.
very many of them, since they only have one species in Hawaii that we know about.
That's a pretty cool fish.
okay. So it may or may not be a new species, but it is definitely not the species which is seen in Hawaii.
You want to mark that fish?
Yeah, that sounds correct.
In case we have to go back to it.
And meanwhile, we've kind of moved into a slightly different terrain. The blocks are much more angular, where it's not as
Just fish.
covered with sediment and crust as we've seen earlier in this dive. So It's looking a little bit different.
Co-pilot one. Now that you're done doing the lights, you can tilt the mini Zeus back down to the
Thanks.
disable that and then tilt the mini Zeus back down. That was some amazing shooting, Dan.
some masterful piloting.
You just sit down and it happens.
We're getting close to the finish of this move. So, pilot, you'd asked us about
Right
what
about
speed
there.
we need to.
Perfect.
What speed we need
Oops.
to go. If we can average 11, one, 11 hundredths of a knot,
0.11.
yeah, we'll be good.
Okay.
We'll get there. But so if we can sort of be moving at 0.2 knots more than we're not,
More than we're not. Yeah, so if we alternate 0.2 knot moves.
just keep dialing them in pretty quick, then we'll be good. But we're just finishing this one. We're just right at the point I calculated as our finish point.
Great.
Do you want
So I
another
guess if we can average 0.1, I guess after each one we can give it a second.
Yep.
Look around.
So, pilot, one thing maybe to remember or keep in the back of your brain, if by some chance we end up seeing fossils in
Thank you.
our carbonates that that look like they might be able to be picked up, that is something people have asked for.
I will definitely pick up a fossil.
if you can.
I've seen fossils once, but surprised we don't see them more.
We saw them yesterday. Were you in the room then?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you missed out.
So
They were kind of cool.
That would have been my second time. What were they fossils of yesterday?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's a wonderful question. I think they might have been corals, but
Yeah, so even though this terrain is considered flat in
yeah,
our HIPAC map, it's definitely not.
it really shows you the difference between even, the best gridded bathymetry and what you're looking at when you're looking at meter scale on the seafloor.
Yeah, so let's do that move.
Okay, distance?
We could keep doing 40 meters.
40 at 090. Stay at 090? Yeah. Bridge nav. Bridge nav. Yeah, we'd like to do another move just like the last one, 40 meters at 090 degrees, 0.2 knots. Good copy, thank you.
Dan, let's get that fish with feet out to the Associated Press.
All right. We already got it done.
All right.
Looked kind of like an emoji.
Video, let's do a quick zoom on this rubble.
Okay, zooming in.
Can't quite see what it is.
Holding here.
Great. Some little cup corals.
Actually might, yeah, if you tilt the camera down, have better lighting.
Okay. Yeah, we've been playing with the swing arms, so let us know if you have any ideas.
Looks like the terrain is pretty variable, so
Yeah, this goes from flat to steep.
yeah, it'd be hard to track.
Boy, this is very, very crusty. Really makes it hard to tell what it is you're looking at because we're not really able to see fresh surfaces of anything.
What are we looking at? I have no clue what this is. Kind of looks like a cup coral, sort of.
According to Scott France, who's on the line from University of Louisiana Lafayette, he also agrees that it's a cup coral.
Is that max zoom video?
We can go in more.
Yeah, let's bring it up.
That's full zoom.
Some of the smaller ones almost look like a Gucci Samia.
So shoreside scientists, they think it may not actually be a cup coral.
So, David, it's definitely a scleroactinian, of course, and it's sort of questionable whether, if it turns out to be in the genus Aguchisamnia, then I'm not sure it's appropriate to call it a cup coral because those are all found with multiple calyces.
Got it. Actually, Diva just stepped out to grab lunch, and I'm sure she's regretting it at this moment when she could be looking at this instead.
Zoom out a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, Deb.
No,
Yeah, it's okay.
Sounds like we've got enough
Yeah. Watch lead. We're going to move on if you're happy.
zooming out.
Absolutely. Please keep moving.
Yep.
Full wide.
Thank you. And moving on.
Moves about halfway through.
Great. So it does look like on Sirius sonar, maybe Sirius is a bit, the top of the ridge is a bit to starboard.
Let me rotate about 10 degrees.
Well, we can just maybe do our next move to kind of split the...
100 or...
Yeah, just slightly south to...
Yep.
Could we take a look at that folder thing by any chance, really quickly?
The what thing?
I think it's that underhanging sponge or something on the rock.
It looks like a folded piece of cloth, but I think it's either a sponge or a coral.
sponge.
The thing we're zooming in on right now,
Holding
Chris?
here.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
What is it?
I think it's a demo sponge.
Chris, is it okay to keep moving once the video, people have enough video?
Can you do a tighter zoom?
Sure. I haven't set down, but
Holding
pretty
here.
stable.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's great.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Sounds like they're happy.
All right, let's go wide.
Okay, zoom out. Not the most photogenic sponge.
So we definitely found some of that flat patch that's
Full wide.
on the high pack bathymetry. We've come into an area where it's kind of a flat bottom with a little bit of rubble, a lot of sediment, and then, of course, big boulders.
Looks like their move is about to be complete.
I'll do a
More
quick
of those dissolution pits,
quick
at least we
zoom on
think
this
they're dissolution pits.
reddish coral.
Thank you,
Zooming in.
pilot.
Holding here.
Good. We'll just see if they have any interest.
Is this the Acanella?
Okay, I am getting over you.
Yep.
All right, let's go wide video.
I think we can keep moving. We've got a positive ID of Acanella for that particular coral.
I'm getting over you.
Full wide.
Thank you.
Have you ever noticed this camera sticking on Sirius?
If you push the stick too far, just like the D2 one, you have to do really slow moves. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very touchy. Yeah. So you should ask Jeff, but I think they have totally different motor controllers, so they both behave differently and neither quite correctly.
Okay.
So we've been trying to scoot along the top of a ridge, and you can see the kind of talus slopes on the side, some of the boulders rolling down. But you can also see some intact structures, things that look like they are still in place.
So now that the ship stopped, I'll kind of head uphill, and maybe you can follow me, and we'll try to get you right on the ridge. I think you're pretty close, but...
Should I fish down in that crevice? Or something? Oh, maybe not. Never mind. Just like a... Can we zoom on that? Tilt down and...
Yeah, backing up a little. Something weird. Yeah, you want to zoom?
Zooming in.
Oh, in that little crevice right there?
Yeah. I'll hold
Just
here.
the two shadows of the rock.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, it's just our bright lights. Huh. Okay.
Okay, zooming out. Full wide.
So I'm facing about 120. I'm facing uphill.
Okay.
Maybe we should move Sirius somewhere closer to this direction to get to the top of the ridge.
Okay. 120
Yeah.
distance.
No, let's try 30. That might do it.
You got it. Bridge nav.
I went ahead
We'd like to
and
move
rotated to
30
120.
meters,
That's what you were
bearing
wanting.
120 degrees, 0.2 knots. Good copy, thank you.
So hopefully that will move you to the center, and then we'll turn back to east.
Okay.
What's that?
So we're again back in an area where there's a very low density of
Do you want to do a quick zoom on
organisms.
this? I think it's a crab. Just want to check.
Sure, zooming in.
Yeah, hold there.
Holding here.
Can you get, I guess, is there any way to get a side view? I believe one of the scientists was asking for side views of
Zoom out.
squat lobsters
Sure.
and shrimp.
That's tougher because they're usually on a flat
Right.
rock.
That's why I was asking.
Yep.
You can say no.
But we can try. So they'd prefer when we zoom on, if we just happen to zoom on these, to get a little bit from the side more.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
I think it makes identification easier.
Okay, video. Let's get a side view.
Zooming in. I know he's going to move.
Unless he turns to us.
Holding here.
Great.
Oh, that's great. Perfect.
What are they looking for in the side view to help them identify? Watch lead, is there anything in particular from the side view that they're hoping to use to identify species?
I'm reading it right now. Let me see.
Co-pilot, can you tilt me up? Kind of wedged here.
Copy that.
Well, I'm sorry. For squat lobsters, a dorsal view is best for identification. For shrimp, a side view. So I apologize.
Center it up.
That's what happens when I read slowly, evidently.
Zooming in.
Great.
And so this is a request from Mary Wickstein at Texas A&M University, and she's done. I think she's been with these expeditions multiple times before and is great at identifying these crustaceans.
Yeah, she was out with us, I think, in the Gulf. We ended in Key West. Wait.
Okay, zooming out.
Oh no, it was in the Atlantic, sorry.
And I am getting above you again.
All right,
Shall we keep moving?
let's go.
Full wide.
You have control of your camera again.
Thank you.
Another 10 meters or so in this move.
All right.
I wonder how cemented this stuff is. Hmm?
Okay, I'm coming up over this.
So the white thing that we passed just about a minute ago was a ribbon sponge. Chris Kelly is telling us that it might be a demo sponge rather than a glass sponge. It looks like we're coming up on, is that another one right there?
Yeah, I believe it's the same
Move is
thing.
complete, guys.
Yeah, it's the same
Okay,
thing,
thanks,
Deb.
guys.
And a number of years ago, I think it was 2009, I collected one of these things. It was a deeper one, but very similar appearance. And was totally surprised to find out that it was a demo sponge. We'd always considered it a glass sponge.
Let me know if you want me
So
to
that's
take
a really
control
interesting
camera.
finding from
Okay.
sampling that
Video, can you do
particular
a quick
sponge.
zoom on the sponge?
Sure, zooming in.
So it should,
So
That's good. Hold there.
basically,
Hold there.
I'm not going to go into the difference between the groups, but those are two of the very major divisions in sponges. And once you look at them microscopically and you look at their spicules, which are their microscopic skeletal parts, it's quite obvious. You can see the difference immediately. So that's what we needed to do, to actually get a piece of them and take a look, and that cleared it up.
fantastic. All right, wait, should we keep moving?
Okay, zooming out.
Which way do you leave a sponge for movement, Dan? Which way do they move?
That's a good question.
So, Deb, a lot of these boulders look a bit rounded. Does that potentially indicate that they might have been on the shoreline at some point?
You know, that's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. I wish we had someone who was an expert in carbonates on the line, because this is not a terrain that I'm particularly familiar with.
I mean, that little bit we're just passing over does look quite a lot like sort of like a wave cut platform. You know, like you get all around Hawaii and elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the things that we've heard is that we might be looking at just drowned reef. So we were looking at carbonate platforms. We're looking at, you know, and we were also looking at things that are probably upwards of 5 million years old.
Swing will probably stop
if,
here in a minute or two. So
Bob Stern's assessment that these are Miocene
yes,
also
whenever
applies
you're
to this
ready.
area.
Yeah, let's get it moving before they take over.
you're plenty out front right now.
Yeah. Should we make it, which way? You want to turn your heading back to, like 100 or
Sure.
so?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, Nav, you want to call in a move like 40 meters at 100?
Bridge nav. Yeah, we'd like a new move, please. 40 meters, bearing 100 degrees, 0.2 knots. Good copy, thank you.
So Deb, here's a biologist throwing out probably a pretty stupid observation, but some of this material looks karstic as though it's a result of dissolution, and then other parts don't. They look like they're just chunks that have broken off and fallen down or are up on the shoreline and rolled around a bit. It's kind of a really mixed bag here of carbonate.
Thanks, Chris. This is Diva. Deb's nipped out for lunch, but I would definitely agree with you. I mean, some of it is definitely dissolved in places, and looks just like what we'd see, you know, on the shoreline of various places. But yeah, the big craggy bits. I mean, very, very interesting.
Okay, watch lead. We are back with you. I think I had you muted, watch lead. We are back with you. Sorry about that.
Pardon, I didn't quite catch that.
I just said we're back with you. Lunch relief has sat down. I think we just dialed in a 40-meter move due east, and you just yell out things that you want to take a closer look at.
Great, thank you. So for those of you just joining us, we are at our site Santa Rosa South. We are at about 420 meters depth, 430 meters depth, sorry. And we are advancing up a ridge feature, which we're hoping will yield some commercial fish and coral species. Right now we're seeing a lot of carbonates and not a lot of life.
Not as colorful as yesterday's dive.
Yeah, not right here.
Just a lot of beige.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. One zero zero.
So just a lot of huge carbonate boulders with some of them have a very, very thin covering of carbonate sediment in between a couple of the crevices around the rocks.
Now that definitely looks karstic.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that if you didn't know where we were, you could just imagine that would have some, you know, rock boring urchins and other things tucked away in those.
Video, what color was that frogfish that you guys just imaged?
It's like a red and white.
Oh, okay.
Navigator, do we got the ship moving right now?
Repeat your last.
Do we have the ship moving right now?
Settling in at this point.
Okay.
You guys like to keep going?
I think so. I don't see a reason to not.
We've been traveling at between 90 and 120 lately. Last move is at 100. Anything in there?
There doesn't appear to be a lot of life here. We've seen some
Continuing on
isidids scattered very, very sparsely around. There's a crinoid.
Yeah.
Just going out of view
40
now.
meters.
Sure.
Thank you, Bridge. Bridge nav. Another ship move, please. We'll do 40 meters, bearing 100 at 0.2 of a knot, please. Good copy.
I think I see a fish right center screen now.
Center screen.
And zoom. Do a quick zoom.
Yeah,
see him?
go ahead. Oh, yeah. See him down there?
Yeah. I'll hold here.
Yeah, just like there.
Well, I can zoom out and let you get situated if you want.
I think we've imaged these today. I think we did earlier, but
Okay.
we'll
Nothing from science.
Yeah, I'd keep going if I were you.
Okay, zooming out.
Please.
Go wide.
but I do like fish. Thanks, video.